Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Ease Studio. I'm Emily, and today's episode is all about something we all love: movies and TV shows. Talking about what you watch is one of the easiest and most enjoyable ways to practice English because it's something people do every day.
Absolutely. Movies and series connect people. You can start conversations at work, at school, or online just by saying, "Have you seen that movie?" Or "I just finished watching a new series." It's a natural way to keep a chat going and learn expressions that sound real.
Exactly. So let's help our listeners sound confident when they talk about what they watch. We'll cover phrases, examples, and a few mini dialogues so everyone can join in easily.
Let's start with a simple question you can use anytime. What kind of movies do you like? Or what do you usually watch on TV?
Perfect. And the answer could be, I like action movies, or I enjoy romantic comedies, or I love watching documentaries. You can even say, it depends on my mood.
Let's give our listeners a chance to repeat that. Say it with us. I like action movies. Great. I enjoy romantic comedies. Excellent. It depends on my mood. Nice and natural.
You can also use adjectives to describe your taste. For example, I'm a big fan of science fiction, or I'm really into thrillers. I'm into is a very natural phrase for casual speech.
That's right. For example, I'm into crime dramas lately, or I'm into classic films. It's friendly and modern.
When you want to ask someone's opinion, you can say, have you seen? For example, have you seen Inception? Or have you watched Friends?
And if you want to sound even more natural, you can say, "Did you catch the new episode?" Or "Did you watch the latest season?"
Great point. Catch here means to see or watch. You can say, I caught the new episode last night, meaning I watched it.
Let's model a quick dialogue. "Hey Paul, have you seen the new action movie everyone's talking about?"
Yeah, I caught it last weekend. It was awesome.
"Really? I heard it's a bit long."
It is, but the story's great. Totally worth watching.
That's how natural English movie talk sounds. Relaxed and full of short, expressive phrases.
Another useful expression is, what did you think of it? After someone says they watched something. For example, I saw Avatar. Oh, yeah. What did you think of it?
You can answer with, "I loved it," "It was okay," "It wasn't my type," or "I didn't like it at all." And to make it richer, you can add reasons. "I loved it because the visuals were amazing," or "I didn't like it because the plot was confusing."
Let's talk about some vocabulary that helps describe movies. Plot means the story, what happens in the film. Characters are the people or roles in the story. Setting is where and when the story takes place.
Yes, so you can say the plot was exciting, or the characters were realistic, or the setting was beautiful. These help you sound detailed when sharing opinions.
And when you talk about actors, you can say the acting was fantastic or she gave a great performance. For example, Leonardo DiCaprio gave an amazing performance.
Good one. And if the movie made you emotional, you can say, "It made me cry," "It made me laugh," or "It gave me chills." Those are natural ways to show feelings.
Speaking of feelings, adjectives are key when describing movies. Exciting, funny, scary, touching, dramatic, boring, hilarious, intense, and emotional.
Exactly. Let's give listeners some quick examples. It was hilarious. It was touching. It was really scary. The ending was surprising. The movie was a bit boring.
Great practice. And pronunciation tip: when saying movie or series, make sure to stress the first syllable. Movie, series, not movie or series.
Good tip. Now, let's teach our listeners how to talk about favorite genres. You can say, "My favorite genre is comedy," or "I usually watch thrillers."
And if you want to ask someone else, say, what's your favorite genre? Or do you like horror movies?
Perfect. And you can also express preferences. I prefer dramas to comedies, or I'd rather watch a documentary than a romantic movie.
Let's do another quick dialogue. Paul, what kind of movies do you usually watch?
I prefer action and adventure movies.
Oh, me too. I love superhero films.
Yeah, they're so entertaining and full of energy.
Nice. That's exactly how natural small talk sounds.
Let's move on to talking about TV shows. People often say, I'm watching a new series, or I just started a new show.
Yes, you can say, I'm watching Stranger Things, or I just finished The Crown. And when you love something, say, I'm addicted to it, or I can't stop watching it.
Binge watching is another modern expression. It means watching many episodes in one sitting. For example, I binge watched the entire season over the weekend.
Exactly. Let's practice. Repeat after us. I binge watched the entire season. Good. I couldn't stop watching. Great.
You can also say, I'm hooked on that show, meaning you love it and can't stop watching it.
That's one of my favorites. I'm hooked on it. So natural. You can also say, it's so addictive.
Let's do another dialogue example. Hey, Paul, what are you watching these days?
I'm hooked on this new crime series. It's so suspenseful.
Nice. I love shows that keep you guessing.
Yeah, every episode ends with a cliffhanger.
Great word. Cliffhanger means a situation that leaves you in suspense, waiting for the next part.
Right. You can say, the episode ended on a cliffhanger, or it was such a cliffhanger, I can't wait for the next one.
Let's also talk about recommendations. To suggest something, say, you should watch it, or I highly recommend it.
And when you want to be polite, add, if you have time, you should check it out, or I think you'd enjoy it.
Example, if you like thrillers, you should watch Money Heist.
Or, I really recommend The Office if you need a good laugh.
Perfect. To ask for a recommendation, say, can you recommend a good movie? Or do you know any interesting shows?
And you can also say, what should I watch next? Very natural and common online or with friends.
Let's teach our listeners how to agree or disagree politely when talking about movies.
Sure. If you agree, you can say, I totally agree, or that's true, or exactly. If you disagree, say, I don't really think so, or it wasn't my favorite.
Example, that movie was amazing, wasn't it?
Hmm, I don't really think so. The story was a bit slow.
See, it's still polite and natural. You don't need to argue, just express your view.
Another great phrase is, I liked the first half, but the ending disappointed me. Or, the acting was great, but the story didn't make sense.
Good balance. You can mix positive and negative opinions in one sentence.
Now, let's talk about going to the cinema. When you invite someone, say, do you want to go see a movie? Or, let's catch a movie this weekend.
You can reply with, sure, sounds fun, or I'd love to. And if you can't go, say, maybe next time, or I'm busy, but thanks for inviting me.
Perfect. And at the theater, you can say, 2 tickets, please. Or, what time does the movie start?
Then after watching, you can ask, what did you think? Or did you like it?
Great. Let's act out one quick example. Paul, that movie was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, the special effects were incredible.
I loved the soundtrack too.
Same here. The music made it so emotional. Nice. Soundtrack means the music in a movie. Another useful word.
Exactly. You can say the soundtrack was beautiful, or the background music matched the story perfectly.
And if you want to talk about visual quality, you can say the cinematography was stunning, or the visuals were breathtaking.
That's perfect advanced vocabulary. Cinematography means how the film is shot, the camera angles, lighting, and movement.
Let's keep practicing pronunciation. Repeat. Cinematography, soundtrack, visuals. Good. You're getting fluent already. Now, let's talk about subtitles. Many English learners watch movies with subtitles to improve their listening skills.
True. You can say, I watch with English subtitles, or I prefer no subtitles to focus on listening.
That's a great learning strategy. Watching movies in English helps you pick up pronunciation, slang, and tone naturally.
Exactly. And you can repeat lines to practice shadowing, like copying the way actors speak.
For example, when an actor says, I'll be there in 5 minutes, try repeating it exactly the same way, same rhythm and stress. That's powerful practice.
Totally. It's fun and improves your confidence fast.
Now, Paul, let's teach how to express excitement after watching something.
Now, Paul, let's teach how to express excitement after watching something.
Sure. You can say, it blew my mind, meaning it was amazing or surprising.
Or, it was out of this world. Or, it was so intense.
And if it scared you, say, it freaked me out.
Good one. Or if it was very funny, say, I couldn't stop laughing.
Exactly. Those expressions sound natural and emotional.
All right, before we wrap up this first part, let's do a mini listening challenge for our audience.
Great idea. Listeners, we'll say short sentences, repeat them aloud with energy. Ready?
I love watching movies in English.
I'm hooked on this new series.
That movie was hilarious.
The ending was a big surprise.
I highly recommend it.
Let's catch a movie this weekend.
Excellent. Keep repeating until these lines feel natural.
We've covered a lot. Vocabulary for movies, TV shows, emotions, recommendations, and opinions.
Yes, and in the next part, we'll dive deeper into expressing reviews, discussing genres in detail, and using advanced conversation tips. But let's go a bit deeper. How do we actually talk about reviews or explain why we like or dislike something?
Great question. When you review a movie, you can start with a simple opinion and then give reasons. For example, I really enjoyed it because the story was touching, or I didn't like it because it was too slow. That structure, opinion plus reason, sounds very natural in English.
Exactly. You can also use phrases like, I thought the story was well written, or I found it a bit confusing. Notice that I found it is a polite, advanced way to share your view.
Right. I found it interesting, or I found the ending disappointing. It's perfect when you want to sound polite or thoughtful.
Another way is to use expressions like, it wasn't what I expected, or it was better than I thought. For example, I didn't expect much, but it turned out great.
Oh yes, I love that one. It sounds natural when you're surprised by a movie. You can say, it turned out to be amazing, or it wasn't as good as I hoped.
Let's make a short review-style dialogue. Hey, Paul, did you watch the new fantasy movie?
Yeah, I did. It was visually stunning, but a bit too long.
Same here. The special effects were great, though.
Yeah, totally. I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
Excellent. That's how native speakers review things casually. Short, natural sentences.
Speaking of ratings, you can say, I'd rate it 9 out of 10, or I'd give it 3 stars. It's a fun way to summarize your opinion.
Right. And if you really loved something, you can say, it's a must watch, or you can't miss it.
Those are very expressive. For example, the movie was a masterpiece, a must-watch.
Now let's talk about movie genres in a bit more detail. We already mentioned action, comedy, romance, and thrillers, but there are many more. Horror, fantasy, animation, sci-fi, historical, mystery, drama, and documentary.
Yes, and each has its own style. For example, a thriller keeps you on the edge of your seat. A comedy makes you laugh. A romance focuses on love and emotion.
And a documentary is about real life. It teaches something. You can say, I love documentaries because they're educational.
You can also describe a fantasy film as magical or imaginative. For example, I love fantasy movies because they take me to another world.
Great examples. Now, let's help our listeners build full sentences about their preferences. Repeat after us. I love comedies because they make me laugh.
I enjoy thrillers because they're exciting.
I prefer dramas because they feel realistic.
I like fantasy movies because they're creative.
Awesome job. These are the kinds of sentences you can use in everyday English conversations.
And when you're not sure what you like, you can say, I'll watch anything as long as it's interesting, or it depends on my mood.
That's so common. I say that all the time. Sometimes I want something funny, other times something deep.
Same here. It's natural to change your taste depending on your mood or what's trending.
Speaking of trending, let's talk about how to discuss popular shows. You can say, everyone's talking about that show, or it's really popular right now.
Or it's gone viral, which means it's being talked about a lot online.
Exactly. And when something becomes super popular, people often binge watch it. You can say, I binged the whole series in 2 days.
Oh, that's so true for me. When I love a show, I just can't stop watching.
Me too. And if you stop watching for a while, you can say, I'm catching up on that series.
Great one. Catching up means you're watching episodes you missed. For example, I'm catching up on Breaking Bad.
You can also talk about rewatching something. For example, I've watched it 3 times. Or I'm rewatching my favorite season.
That's a great way to review vocabulary and pronunciation, too. Watching something you already know helps your listening skills.
Absolutely. You can listen for how actors pronounce common phrases, like when they say, you know what I mean? Or, come on. Those are perfect to imitate.
Yes, those small expressions make your English sound natural. Try repeating them with the same emotion and rhythm.
Let's do a quick shadowing challenge for our listeners. Repeat after us. That movie blew my mind.
I couldn't stop watching it.
The ending was so emotional.
It's one of my all-time favorites.
You have to watch it.
Great. Practicing like this helps you sound fluent fast.
Now let's talk about discussing TV shows or movies in a group. It's not just about your opinion, it's about reacting to others too.
Exactly. You can say, yeah, I agree with you, or I totally see your point. Or if you disagree, I don't think so, or really, I saw it differently.
That's the key. Polite disagreement. For example, Paul, that show was boring.
Really, I thought it was funny.
That's perfect. Friendly, simple, and natural.
You can also use reactions like, no way, or you're kidding, when you're surprised.
Example, I didn't like Titanic.
No way, that's one of my favorites.
Exactly. It keeps the conversation fun.
Another advanced tip, use phrases like, in my opinion, personally I think, or from my point of view. They make your English sound polite and confident.
For example, in my opinion, the story was too long. Or, personally, I think the acting was amazing.
Let's give our listeners a short role play.
So, Paul, what did you think of that new comedy?
Personally, I think it was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing.
Really? I thought the jokes were okay, but the story was weak.
That's true, but the characters made it fun.
Excellent. That's how real conversations flow, a mix of opinions and reactions.
Now, let's talk about favorite actors or directors. You can say, my favorite actor is, or I love how he or she performs.
For example, my favorite actor is Tom Hanks. I love how natural he sounds in every role.
Or, I'm a big fan of Emma Stone. She's funny and expressive.
When you want to talk about a director, say, I really like how Christopher Nolan directs his movies, or I admire Steven Spielberg's storytelling.
These details make your conversations richer and more engaging.
Absolutely. And if you want to express excitement for a new release, you can say, I can't wait to see it, or I've been waiting for this movie for months.
Or even, it's finally out, or the trailer looks amazing.
Oh, yes, trailer. That's the short preview of a movie. You can say, did you see the trailer? Or, the trailer made me excited to watch it.
Let's also show how to invite someone to watch something.
Hey, do you want to watch a movie tonight?
Sure, what do you have in mind?
Maybe a comedy. I need a good laugh.
Perfect, let's do it.
So natural and easy, and such a great way to practice English with friends.
Exactly. Talking about movies is not only fun, it's real-life English. It connects people.
Before we wrap up, let's do one last review for our listeners. Repeat after us. I'm a big fan of movies.
My favorite genre is action.
I love binge-watching shows.
I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
The ending was a surprise.
It's a must-watch.
Great job. You're improving every time. Remember, next time you watch a movie or TV show, don't just watch. Talk about it in English. Share your thoughts, recommend it, and use all these natural phrases.
That's the best way to learn. Enjoy what you love and use it for English practice.
Exactly. Thank you all for joining us today. Keep watching, keep talking, and keep improving your English with every show you enjoy.
We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, happy watching and happy learning.
Bye, everyone, and keep your English rolling with English Ease Studio.